as far as any of the ridiculous allegations out there, I'm not going to spend more than one sentence in response to it, and that is that I resent any of those accusations because they're patently false. And it's interesting the amount of power that people think that I have, which I don't. But I love Robert, and it was, one of those days yesterday.
Yeah. Big JTV, man. Like, comment, subscribe, And unlike Aaron Rodgers, you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie to you guys. You come to this channel for truth, and I'm going to stick by the truth, and I'm not going to gaslight you into believing lies. That's a fact. And I know a lot of you guys are new watchers, so if you're new to watching the channel, man, you might as well smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe, especially the subscribe button, man. A lot of y'all are watching but hovering over that subscribe, man. Do what you gotta do, man. Show your boy some love. I talk football here, man. I talk football, I talk a little bit of basketball, but I gotta talk about also liars. I talk about human nature. I talk about the human condition. I talk about a lot of black topics. It is what it is. The fact remains is what Aaron Rodgers did on the Pat McAfee show is not just a problem with Aaron Rodgers, man. And you know, I say this to say this. In sports media, and let me just expand that actually. In media in general, right? We have a culture that is so focused on deriding. You know what I mean? And deriding is not a optimal form of transportation, you know what I mean? Because it will lead to unintended and bad results. What am I talking about? I'm talking about we have a culture of the media that derides, certain figures, certain politicians, and then completely closes their eyes on another one or the opposition. You can link that to politics. You can link that to sports. And when we link in that to sports, we're talking about the Pat McAfee show. And for me, I'm going to tell it like this. I don't have a problem with Pat McAfee himself. I don't have a problem with the show in general. I think they did their own thing. They grew a huge audience. They were able to make a show that's basically a white boy frat humor show. They brought the white barbershop on a mainstream television platform, which is ESPN. The only problem is that Pat McAfee and his crew are deriders, man. They're deriding Aaron Rodgers and letting a guy go on television airwaves, YouTube and television airwaves, which is, by the way, the future. The future is both. You have to go not only digital, but also linear television. You have to do both. You have to be ambidextrous with it. But the fact remains is they let a grown man, 40 years old, go on television, national television. And, I'm Canadian, bruh. So, we get these shows too. And lie. Lie to the entire world that he didn't get Robert Saleh fired. Man, he got Robert Saleh fired, bro. Did he literally get on the phone with Woody Johnson the night before, which would have been Monday, October 7th, and tell Woody Johnson, yo, I'm done with Robert. I don't like him. Get him out of here. No, that's not what happened. What happened is on Sunday morning, right, because I'm on the Eastern time zone, on Sunday morning around 9:30 when the Vikings played the New York Jets. And by the way, me and Unc Football, we're doing a podcast, a live podcast, pregame podcast that we always do at 11 a.m. in the morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, sometimes 11:15 a.m. Eastern on Sunday mornings, where we do a pregame show. We review the last week, and then we preview the next week. We give our lines and spreads. I want y'all to check out that channel. I'm going to be releasing shorts from our recent show. We talked about the Minnesota Vikings absolutely destroying the Jets in the beginning of the game. That's when Robert Saleh's tenure was basically decided. It was decided when Aaron Rodgers threw that third interception to close off the game. That's when it was decided. When Aaron Rodgers tried to do a back shoulder pass to Mike Williams, a dude that he didn't go to minicamp training with, he didn't really do no off-season, regiments or practices with these receivers. Aaron Rodgers was in Egypt instead of coming into training camp. Robert Saleh was complaining, was at least speaking to media, which I'm going to say this, was dumb. Robert Saleh should not have been talking about home or in-house business to the media. He should have covered for Aaron. Let's start off with that. When that happened, I had a feeling the season would not go well. Now, what happened afterwards is I actually predicted that the Jets would make it to the Super Bowl. I am wrong as an MFer. I don't even think this Jets team, they're in danger of not making the playoffs, y'all. They're in danger of not making the playoffs. Once you saw the miscommunication between Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers on the media platform, when they speak to the media, there was issues, bro. And then you saw that, I believe it was a Sunday night football game. Maybe it was a Thursday night. I'm not 100% sure. Where the New England Patriots played the Jets. And Robert Saleh was going in for that hug. Aaron Rodgers rejected it. They were up, I think, one score over the Patriots, my bad. And they were completely dominating the game. Robert Saleh coming in to hug his quarterback because he finally, I'm talking about Robert Saleh, finally had good quarterback play. And Aaron Rodgers was like, nah, I'm not about that. Okay, maybe it might mean nothing. Then, a few weeks later, maybe the next week, they play the Broncos, okay? And in that game, multiple flags for delay of game, multiple flags for procedural line issues, multiple flags on the offense. And then they go on the podium, speak to the media after they eventually lose because of a Greg Zuerlein miss, right? Field goal miss. They were going to win the game. The field goal kicker misses. It is what it is. More miscommunication. Aaron Rodgers, Robert Saleh not on the same page. This is now week 2 of them not speaking the same language on the podium to the media. That was a mirror, or at least a little window. That's what I meant to say, window into what was actually going on with the Jets. What was going on with the Jets is these dudes didn't like each other, bruh. Specifically, Aaron did not like Robert. And then for this dude, this diva, this fruitcake to go on the Pat McAfee show and have AJ Hawk staring like a damn weirdo and have Pat McAfee looking at Aaron like that's his daddy, to say, I resent the fact that anybody... Of course people are going to connect 2 and 2 together, man. We're not blind. We are not blind. And because Pat McAfee and his show is full of D-riders and D-suckers who will get on their knees and huck Tua all over Aaron Rodgers Johnson, Woody Johnson more specifically, you know what I mean? There was no pushback. There was no questioning it because the almighty Aaron Rodgers cannot be wrong. And that's the problem with media, man. I swear to God, this is one of my best videos. And nobody will get this far to hear it. It is what it is. But I appreciate those who do, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing your boy some love. Aaron Rodgers got Robert Saleh fired because he let Woody Johnson, a horrible, incompetent NFL owner, go with his instinct. I promise you right now, if Aaron Rodgers had won that game versus the Vikings, if Aaron Rodgers had not thrown a game-losing interception, if Aaron Rodgers actually talked to his coach and showed him some respect, Saleh would still be the head coach of the New York Giants. But he's not. And I believe the Jets are not going to make the playoffs. They're going to play horrible. Big JTV, let me know what y'all think. And I'm out.